Well, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome you all to our very first and returning AEW a Saturday Night Collision show. I am one of your hosts. I am Maddog Kelly, the news guy, and over there to I think my right. I want to say right because sometimes I get confused. Is the is silent from our SmackDown review show. You can go check him out every. I believe it's 12 p.m. on Saturdays. He did great earlier today. I watched the whole stream. It was awesome, by the way. And thank you for helping me host this as I start doing these. So tonight's collision Z was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, they had a pretty really good show before the pay-per-view tomorrow night. As we're a little under maybe 24 hours away
Hmm.
until the pay-per-view. What did you think of tonight's show?
Hated it.
You didn't
I
like it,
hated.
huh?
I hated it. It was so promo heavy, so promo heavy.
Right. We'll get into
I
that.
mean,
Yes.
for what the card showed, right, on Twitter, which is cool, right? And
Yep.
AEW has a thing where they will give you every rundown of the show.
Yep.
Appearances from the Hurt Syndicate. Cope's going to speak. Kenny Omega's going to speak. FTR is going to
Yep.
show up. The Ops are in action. Harley Cameron's in action. Premier Athletes versus the Outrunners. Hologram versus Jalistico. Kyle O'Reilly and Roger Strong versus the Infantry. Serena D versus Watanabe, and Lee Moriarty and Daniel Garcia for the TNT Championship. Cool. The problem is I didn't feel like that's what I got, even though that's what I
Right.
got, if that makes sense. Um, it's just the simple the fact that I think with it being so close to Revolution, your big hitters are gone. They're not even in the same they're not in the same city. Wherever Revolution is, they're not there. They might be close, but they're not there. So, uh, shows like this, I don't understand why Tony Khan does these type of shows. I get it. You still got to get the money. You still got to promote the brand. You got to promote the big show. But
Right.
could have did without this. You could have did
Right.
without this.
Right. Now the I just want to give you a quick update here. The revolution will be at the crypto.com arena in Los Angeles, California. Tonight, I believe they were in Sacramento. Now, I'm not sure if you're also aware with this collision show. This was taped, I think, a couple days before. I think they taped this on Wednesday or Thursday because of the pay-per-view. That's why Mercedes was able to show up, or else, she probably wouldn't have been able to because it's she's fighting tomorrow night. So
You
let's
said this
get
was
into
a tape show.
this was a tape show. Yes, sir. Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
makes
Yeah,
sense of
yeah,
why it's so
yes.
ass.
Yes, this was a tape show from far as my knowledge goes. And yeah, I mean, I thought some of the matches were good, but at the same time, you're right. This was a lot of promos. They were trying to pack too much into a 2 hour show. I feel like SmackDown used to do that too. They tried to cram everything in the 2 hours. Now it's 3 hours. Now they can do a lot more. Anyway, so the first match, and honestly, I don't know why they had this match. I'm not gonna lie to you. This was really just, the ops, which is of course, as you know, Samoa Joe, and I think Cook, and I think it's Shibata. I
Shibata.
think that's how you say it. Yeah,
Yep.
thanks. Um, the ops, as they call themselves, versus a bunch of jobbers I don't even know the names of. Maybe you can help me. Hi, Charmaine. How you doing?
I have
Um,
no idea, and it really doesn't even matter who they were. It did not
exactly.
matter at all who they were, but the
Exactly.
the big see, this is so beneath Samoa Joe. I'm sorry, this is beneath Samoa Joe. Look at this. Look at this.
Ay, ay,
Th-
ay.
th- They're 5-0 trios wise.
Right.
Trios, we keep forgetting that they're even a belt, even that's even a division. But
I
easily,
know
these
that.
guys, the way that they've been presented individually, have no business teaming up right now. That's all.
Right.
It's like they have no business teaming up right now.
Yeah.
But I mean, I get it. They're a new team. You got to get them over somehow, but they're already over individually. So why would they not be over as a collective? That's all I'm saying.
I agree with you, Joe. There he is. I mean, I agree with you completely on this. Samoa Joe has been over ever since he came to AEW. He got hurt for a little while, came back, and then he did some TV, came back, and now he's even more over. And Hook, ever since he came into AEW, he's also been like super over. Like everybody loves Hook. So but I agree that the ops get the W on this one, and yeah, I didn't care. I mean, it was like, yes, Samoa Joe is on my TV. That's cool, but besides that, they took down a bunch of jobbers. So,
Yeah,
um,
absolutely.
but the next thing though, was actually this was very, you know, I actually liked the intro more than I did the match, actually, to be honest with you. It was the Outrunners, which I think is Turbo Floyd, I want to say, and Truth Magnum, I think, or Magnum, I think is saying name, versus
Yeah,
the Premier Athletes. And this was pretty funny because when the Premier Athletes came out, everybody shouted, you know, the like, what you call it? They were like, you know, they suck. So I found that kind of funny. And I think it was with Mark Sterling. I think Mark Sterling's their manager, but I really
yeah.
don't care that much. But you know, like I said though, these matches, man, and I know there's some promos in between. I wanted to get to them too. I need to find them. I'm on AEW's website right now, but I want to go back to the other one I had because I had two up here. There was, like you said, there was a lot of promos. I think there was a promo right before that match. Give me a second. I'm gonna try and look that up. You just talk about that
There
match.
was there actually was a
Yeah,
promo. It was like a
yeah,
promo before every single match. It really
yeah. There
was.
was,
It was a promo and then an interview. And
man. Yep.
this formula that Tony Khan has, I'm not a fan of it because it is before you can even focus on what you just watched, you you're still reeling off of you can't get your thoughts together because you're already into the next thing. There's no pacing, right? And I get
I agree.
sometimes the hard heavy hitting, you want that balls to the wall, pause as soon as you hit,
Yeah.
8 o'clock to 10 p.m. You want that, that's fine, but the placement matters.
Yep.
The placement of these
Absolutely.
interviews and these promos, they absolutely matter.
Yep.
And I think that's the only thing. It's more of a nitpicking gripe, so I can't really say, oh, everybody's up in arms about this, because some people like it. I just it for me, even you can go to WCW's worst days. I don't think that they had this type of formula. And even if they did, I don't remember it being this the way that Tony Khan has it.
Hmm.
But it's a nitpick. It didn't have anything to really do with
Yeah.
any
Yeah.
matches, so
Right.
it is what it is.
Right. Well, I actually do have because AEW just posted theirs, right? And AEW has it all wrong. They have it all backwards. I don't know why. Maybe that's the way they do things. I don't know. But I do have the first promo here, and I believe it was from the Rated R Superstar or Adam Cope or Cope or whatever he's calling himself nowadays. He
Hmm.
says that, you know, he wants the old John Moxley. He said not this wannabe wimp John Moxley who's hiding behind the Death Riders, right? I don't think we got that, but that's what that's what Cope says. Well, what do you think? Think he's right? Do you think Moxley is hiding behind them? I mean, Cope took them
Yeah,
all out, so
absolutely. 1000% agree with Cope here as refers to Moxley. And Moxley's in a bad position. Honestly, let's be clear. And it's not all his fault, right?
right. No, I
Moxley
agree with that.
Moxley takes a chance, moves with Jericho, and goes to AEW. He's their golden boy.
Yep, he won the
Meanwhile,
four times, I believe, four times. I think it's fourth run.
mhm,
Crazy.
more and all that at the same time, Roman's making his legendary run. Seth's on a legendary run.
Yep.
So had Moxley not came to AEW, he'd be in a pretty bad position. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like he's either going to
Yep.
get buried
I
by
agree.
Roman or he's going to get buried by Seth.
With Seth.
Meanwhile, you go to AEW, you carve your own niche out, you become a legend in your own right
Yep.
for taking the chance and giving a stiff fu to Vince McMahon, right? But he's making Tony Khan money because there are people of that fan base who like his style, and then he read up his contract. Cope is, I think he's referring to the Moxley, the unhinged, the lunatic fringe. He wants
Yep.
that. That's when I feel like that's when people loved Moxley a little bit more than they do now. I think that's where he's trying to tap into. I get it. I agree with it. I don't like, ever since he signed this new contract, which I believe that he probably has some sort of creative control, at least 70% of creative control. I don't like it. It's cool, but I don't like
Yeah.
it. So
Right.
I'm with Cope here on this one.
Yeah, yeah, it just makes me, and I said it on a prediction show Thursday, but it makes me now believe, and I don't know, I'm still sticking with John Moxley, obviously, but it makes it believable for Cope to win this match tomorrow night, and that's what they want you to believe. They want you to believe that he is eligible to win. Now they took down all the Death Riders, and Willie Yuta might be turning babyface, and all this other stuff going on. So it is very believable, but I just don't see it. I told you on Thursday, Z, when we did our predictions, I just don't see him winning. I think it's gonna be a great match. I think we will see that John Moxley. Because John Moxley can go when he can go. I know Cope can go, when he can go. Especially watching a couple of his matches. Preparing for tonight's show. I was doing that a little bit earlier this morning, before you guys went live. So definitely preparing for this. And watching some of his stuff, and he definitely can go still. So I was wrong on Thursday. So my bad. I'll admit that when I was wrong. The next thing we see here is the CEO. Do it with me, Z. I know you love it. I know you love it. I love it. CEO. CEO. Okay, our CEO,
No.
Mercedes Mono. She made her way
CE
out.
no. CE no. CE no.
I love it. Okay. She made her way out to the ring. And she joined the commentary desk, kind of like what my boy Chris Jericho used to do back in the day. For Momo, I think it's Want to Be. I think that's how you're saying Want to Be, I think, versus Serena Deeb. And
Watanabe.
honestly, and this, I'll just call her Momo, but this match actually surprised me. I actually really like this match. A lot out of all the matches we actually got tonight. I think this match, it was kind of like a dark horse match. Like, I actually liked it. I thought Momo got some great moves in, and Serena got some great moves in. So I really did enjoy this one. I think Momo ended up getting the win, I believe, if I'm
Mhm.
not mistaken here. But I really did enjoy this. Serena really actually came out. And it just shows you that she still can go in the ring. I don't know how old Serena Deeb is, but I know she's been around for a long time. I know that. I know she
Oh,
used to
she's like
be
45 or some shit.
yeah. I know she used to be with CM Punk back in the day. WWE, I remember always watching them. You know, so so I know for a fact she's been around for a while, and this was entertaining. I'm not gonna lie. I did enjoy this match. In particular, what did you think?
I didn't I didn't care for it. I ain't gonna
No,
lie. They dropped the ball with Serena Deeb. You had when she had her injury, and then they came and gave her a whole bunch of promos. I thought that was really dope. They treated her like a really, really big deal.
right?
And it's like the first time that she's been treated like a really big deal.
Mhm.
Um, but everybody knows that she's one of the best technical women's wrestlers on the planet. And she lost. She got on like a losing
Yeah,
streak, and then all of a sudden she just pops back up. This is the thing. Like the AEW has a great women's roster if they're
they do.
utilized right.
Yeah,
But it's cool. It was okay, but uh this shot is the reason why I paused here.
yeah.
Um Momo got the upper hand on Mercedes.
She did.
She Mercedes is the braggadocious champion, can't be touched,
Yep.
and she got touched. So
Yep.
I love it. I absolutely love the ending segment. I didn't care
Yeah.
for the match, but the ending segment I thought saved all of that. And then maybe tomorrow, this is what we see. I don't think so, but
No, I don't think so
maybe
neither.
Tony
But
Khan needs to pull out something for us.
yeah, yeah, especially after, like you said on Thursday, with Cena turning heel, something big needs to happen somewhere. And I don't think it
Mhm.
just needs to be some sort of title belt, right? Just change. I don't think a title belt change will live up. I think somebody needs to come out, somebody big. I don't know. I've heard rumors all day about Shane McMahon possibly showing back up. That would be huge. I don't think it's going to happen, obviously. I hope it does. In the back of my my nerd wrestling brain, I really hope it does, because it's Shane McMahon. The whole screw you to WWE while they're his brother-in-law is running the company. But I don't think it's gonna happen. But something needs to happen. I don't know who. It's also, I know there's a lot of free agents moving around right now. Some might go WWE, some might go to AEW. I'm hoping somebody shows up somewhere, or we get a big return back to the company, like somebody injured, for example. And I don't even know who's injured right now who can return, but hopefully somebody returns. Something happens, like you said. I think it needs to, because right now it's just like, the whole, like you said earlier, it's just everybody's still talking about Cena. It's the biggest thing in the world, right? And now with this, how do you live up to this? What's going to live? The only thing I can think of is maybe Christian Cage runs out and cashes in on John Moxley. That can happen. I thought about that earlier today too. I go, wait a minute. Christian Cage still has that briefcase. He can cash in whenever he wants on Moxley if he really wanted the belt. Now, do I think that's going to happen on tomorrow night too? No, I do not. But it could. I mean, they need something big. So anyway, so next up we hear the whole thing about, I think they went from earlier footage of the week. I think it was about Don Callis and the whole, them taking out Will Ospreay once and for all, and this whole thing about New Japan, and how he met Kyle and all this stuff. Like you said, this was also very promo heavy. And it's just kind of weird. And this is the thing I didn't like about, and I agree. I thought tonight was great when it comes to the matches and everything else. But the promos I didn't really like. I liked Cope's. I liked Kenny's at the end, but like I said, I'm biased Kenny Omega fan, so that's just me. But I didn't care for this Don Callis, maybe because I've seen it before. Remember, I watched on Wednesday too, but I don't care. I just want this match to happen already. So, what did you think of this promo we saw on Wednesday? If you watched, I don't know if you watched on Wednesday, but we saw it. Yeah, I don't know
Yeah, I
why
mean
they
it's cool. It's cool. I can't say I hated it and then turn around and watch WWE act like
right.
they haven't played the same John Cena rock
Yeah,
clip
no, of
for
course,
every show
like a
2-3
thousand
times
times. Yeah,
over.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So it I mean, we saw it like twice on Raw. I think we saw it once on NXT, then twice on SmackDown. It's like,
SmackDown.
okay,
Yep.
so I don't even know if they might have played it on Evolve on Tubi. Probably, I wouldn't put it
Yeah.
past them. So
Haven't watched that yet. I don't know.
so it is what it is. But
Yeah.
I thought the promo was fine. I mean, it's Don Callis. He's been one of their saving graces as far as promotion goes, as far as getting heat. Don Callis can do no wrong in my eyes. He is old school manager heavy heel. I love it. He's absolutely necessary. People like him are absolutely necessary for professional wrestling. I don't care what anybody says. And even for the people who say it's still real to them, damn it. Sorry, Don Callis, he's needed.
Yeah.
He's needed.
Yeah,
So
he is. He is. He is. He is. Like I said, so Yeah, I agree with you on that. I'm a big fan of Don Callis. Yeah, yes, I agree. Fernando tonight was very promo heavy. Yeah, it
Yeah, see,
was.
about 20 times. They play that Cena
You
shit
know,
about 20 times.
20 times, 20 times. The Mike Knox show says, yeah, Mike Knox definitely knows. If anybody knows, it's definitely Mike Knox, the Mike Knox. Don't forget to catch him on Mondays at 6 p.m. The Mike Knox Show. You definitely want to check that out. He's probably played that clip like 20 times too. So, and I don't blame him. It's a great clip. Anyway, so the next thing we see is I know Z's not a fan of her at all. I know we were talking about this a little bit over the week. Is Harley Cameron versus oh my god, Harley Cameron versus Hun. Oh my god, I think it's Kevin. I think it is Tate. Kevin, I think
I don't
Hanyanin,
even.
I think
I.
it was. I tried my best. I'm not great with some of these names. I do apologize. I try here. Just
Tetovic,
like Katie.
Tetovic,
Yeah, what?
Hanayane. I don't know. Yeah, I
Yeah,
wouldn't even. I
yeah,
wouldn't even try
yeah,
that. So kudos to you for
yeah.
doing
I
that.
gave it a go. Either way, Harley Cameron, she got the win. And I mean, we knew she was in action, but it was a very fast match. It was like I think they said it was like on cage side. I think cage side. I think it was ring, whatever it was. There's like a website. I think it's Cage Match. I think it said it was like 2 minutes long. So Harley Cameron gets the win, and I don't know what are they doing with her. Z, like I like Harley Cameron. I think she's talented. It's just I feel like they're trying to build her up too much to where they're not going to know what to do. And I think after her title, tried to go after Mercedes, I feel like they don't know what to do with her anymore, right? So she's
Look,
kind of just stuck in the middle.
she likes Harley as a character, and it's
I do
clear that
too.
people have to dumb down their wrestling skills to accommodate her. This
Yeah.
I said this um was it 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago. When she beat Deonna Purrazzo, in no way, shape, form, or fashion should Harley Cameron defeat the virtuosa Deonna Purrazzo. That was my last
Yeah.
straw
Yeah.
with this. I have nothing against Harley. She's super talented. She's very entertaining.
Yes.
I would think of her as Anna J 2.0. Anna
Yeah.
J has got a amazing look. If you put a belt on Anna J, you would sell mad shiz. But
Yeah. I like
Anna J
Anna J.
was super, super green when she got into the business.
She was.
And for her to be in her mid 20s, um, and she went away to Japan, brushed up on her skills, came back, and it was clear that she had learned a lot.
Yep.
And they promoted her like a big deal, and then just nothing. This is the
Yep.
same thing that's going to happen with Harley Cameron. It's just going to
Yeah.
be nothing, which is
Nothing.
unfortunate. But the
It
only
is.
difference is in Harley Cameron and Anna J is Anna
Right.
J is not in a sense of entertaining. Like she can entertain you,
Mhm.
but not in this sense that Harley Cameron can. When you can
Yeah.
give people um when you can give people something to laugh at,
Right.
you will always have a place. Most of the time, you will always have a place in professional wrestling. And getting back to the comments, Shay, this is that exactly what I was saying. It's her
Yep.
character, it's Anna
It's her
J's
character
character
arc.
work.
Yep.
And I mean, it has to be more than I got a bad attitude and a fat ass. It's gotta be more
Yep.
than that. It's got to be more than that. So
I
I
agree.
absolutely agree with that take. But they need something better for Harley Cameron.
Yeah, deserves
She
better
has,
book.
she does,
She
she does,
does.
and I hope that whenever she comes
Absolutely.
back, if she comes back, when she comes back, I hope it's better than what Tony Khan has been giving her because
Kirby was
uh,
crazy. I agree. Yeah.
she should have stayed in. She should have stayed in TNA.
Yeah. I don't know why she
Yeah,
left.
she should have
I
stayed
mean,
in TNA.
maybe it was for money. I mean, a lot of them for money. And, I remember reporting on that Xeon on the news segment. I do a little news segment on the Dynamite show. You guys can catch that. All Elite Women on Wednesdays, 10:15 ish. On Wednesday nights, I do a news segment. I remember reporting on that saying she's going to come to AEW, and I didn't understand why when she was doing so well in TNA. That was the issue. And TNA just rebranded, and she just left, and now look what's happened with TNA. Z. They're working with WWE, and now I think the Hardys are fighting next week at Madison Square Garden. I could be wrong, but I think the Hardys brothers, which I didn't
Yeah,
think would ever go back to WWE at all. I thought they would be AEW and leave and do whatever, like most tag teams do. I mean, look what the Young Bucks did, right? Our fight in Madison Square Garden next week on NXT. I'm like, wow, like it's just crazy to me how big TNA is right now. Like,
she did come at a bad
just,
time.
yeah, yeah, she did, yeah,
She
yeah.
definitely came at a bad time. Yeah, I
Um,
agree.
I agree with that too. It just blows my mind, man. I'm sorry, just real quick. It kind of grinds my gears, as the old Family Guy thing used to say, because I loved her so much. I saw her here in New Jersey. I never met her, but I saw her in the Independence here in New Jersey before she went to TNA. I kind of knew. I told my mom this chick's gonna be a big deal, and she was. She got big, and then she was in TNA, and she was doing really well there. And then all of a sudden, she comes to AEW. They put her in a feud against, I think, Thunder Rosa. They put her feud against Mercedes. They put her in all these different feuds that don't make any sense. And now they put Harley Cameron over her. I didn't get it neither, and I like Harley Cameron too. The whole thing with the puppet was pretty funny.
It was
So
amazing.
yeah, it was. And her Christmas song. Well, I mentioned that she did like a little jingle for the AEW shop over Christmas. That was pretty cool too. Anyway, getting back to all the show here, Kyle Fletcher did a promo. I mean, yeah, it was just all promos. Everybody, Kyle has got one, and Kyle Fletcher got one. Will Ospreay got one, right? I mean,
You get
you
a
get a
promo.
promo.
You get a promo. Oh my god.
Kenny Omega gets a promo at the end of the show. I mean, come on. Anyway, this one was about, he said, I'm going to take, Osprey down in the steel cage, blah, blah. I'm now, the $1 million boy, Verdon Callis and all this stuff. And I didn't care for it because I just don't care for Kyle Fletcher. I'm sorry. It's just, I don't care. I always say, and I said this to you on the prediction show when we were doing that, I always said to you, Kyle, who? Because I'm sorry, I'm just not a fan of this guy. Like, yes, he can wrestle. I'll admit that. I've seen his matches. He can go, but Will Ospreay, man, so over right now and just so, just he can really wrestle. I mean, I told you, man, Will Ospreay's winning that tomorrow night, and if he doesn't, and Kyle who does win, I'll be shocked. But this promo was okay. I mean, I thought it was all right. From Kyle. Well, what did you think?
I'm cool with that. I'm cool with what they're doing with Kyle. He's
Mhm.
still is a big. He's getting treated like a big deal, and he should,
Yes.
um,
Yep.
because I think that Kyle Fletcher is one of the guys that Tony Khan is playing long ball with. Pauls.
Mhm.
He's in it for the long run.
Right.
Um, Whereas if you got to have a good mixture on your roster. You got to have some established vets that aren't afraid to get young people over because they're already established legends. It will do nothing to hurt them. You got your guys who are already in their prime, the middle of the pack. They're leading the charge, and then you have your upstarts that you see a little bit in them, and if you just tweak a thing or two, it'll be great, right? Kyle Fletcher is an example. He's an embodiment of that. They shaved his hair back, gave him some Randy Orton tattoo sleeves, right? Oiled him
Yeah.
down, pause,
Yep.
let him work out in the gym a little bit more, get a little bit more shredded. He put on some more
Yeah.
pounds of muscle.
Yep.
He looks like what he claims he is, and as a proto
Yeah.
star. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. I just like Will Ospreay more, and that's just me. That's my Rick Kyle. He is a star. Only Randy, as you say, about Randy first. That's true. That's true. Randy Orton.
I
Everyone
still
made
say,
fun of
I
him.
still say
Now,
he's
you
the
know,
he's the prototype. If you want a
he is.
perfect
Yeah. Right.
wrestler, you look for Randy Orton
Randy Orton.
2012.
Yeah. Yeah.
Randy Orton 2012.
Yeah.
A lot of people would say Drew McIntyre, which was still not a bad look. Drew McIntyre is still a good model to scope a wrestler out of,
Wait,
but I still
now
think
or
it's
back
Orton.
in the day when he first came in? Because
Now,
back in the day
now Drew looks like
he was in
now
that
not
stupid
3M,
boy
not
band thing.
3MB. No, not
Oh,
3MB
I
Drew
remember
McIntyre,
that. I
but
remember that.
the current Scottish psychopath McIntyre
Yeah.
is the perfect. Some people that's what EC says, if I'm not mistaken. I think Mike Knox is
Yep.
on the train with that too. I still say it's Orton. So yeah,
Right. Right. I
he's
mean,
only 25, so he has
yeah. Yeah.
many more years easily.
Yeah, so he thinks he's gonna take down Will Ospreay. And yeah, going on to the next match. This was the Infantry versus the Undisputed Kingdom, which was Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly versus the Infantry. Sorry, I couldn't say the name there. See, I'm getting all confused in my notes here. Um, just real quick, I believe they're fighting tomorrow, the Undisputed Kingdom on the 0 Hour show. I think it's against I think it's the Sterling, I think something promotions. I think it is this maybe the Star Athlete promotions. I think I need to I'll look it up and get back to all you in a little bit. But I know they're on the 0 Hour show with Daniel Garcia. They announced that at the end of the show. But this was a match. I mean, I really didn't care for it too much. I mean, sometimes it was back, forth, but I don't know. It didn't do it for me. And Undisputed Kingdom picked up the W here, and I don't know. This one didn't do it for me. What did you think?
Trash,
Yeah,
trash.
exactly,
It
exactly.
wasn't
My thought.
it wasn't doing much for me. I, I
Yeah,
don't know where they're going with Undisputed Kingdom at
I
this
don't know
point in
either.
time. It's kind of making me lose interest in whatever little interest that I did have left in them,
Right.
and that's the disconnect. But
Yeah.
overall, for me, if you want to know, Roman, talk to him.
Trash.
I'm sorry, one more time, Roman.
Trash.
All
That's
right,
great.
just to make sure that.
Awesome.
All right,
Awesome. And I couldn't
trash.
agree more, by the way. I look though, it sucks though. And this is why I want to say it. And yeah, I'm gonna say, because we're a little more PG-13 than the all elite women show. It sucks though because I love Adam Cole. Dude, I'm sorry. I'm like you said the other night. I'm that wrestling nerd who's followed Adam Cole. I got 6 Adam Cole shirts in my drawers. They know they don't fit me anymore. But I have them all. My mom's like, "What are you gonna do with all of them?" So I sold a couple of them off. But you know, I love this guy. They bring him this in. They go for a run. He gets injured. He comes back, and they do this whole thing with MJF. He gets injured again, which, by the way, was one of my favorite storylines. By the way, MJF Adam Cole. That thing was fire. I remember when Adam Cole.
It went on way too long. It went on
I
way too
agree.
long, and then
I agree.
at the end, they played cat and mouse
Yep.
with the turn way too long.
Yep.
And then Adam Cole got hurt.
I agree.
Well, we don't
And
care who the devil is
yep.
now.
Yep.
So
It sucked because I saw him live. I went to Newark, New Jersey, right after the World's End, whenever it was. I went to Newark, New Jersey. I begged my mom for my birthday. I said, "Ma, I want to go. I want to see Adam Cole. I want to see whoever's going to be there." Blah blah. And I didn't care for the Dynamite that night. I'm not going to lie to you. I went to SmackDown later on that year or last year, and I was like, "Well, this is way better." So. I saw what's his name, Paul Heyman, get smashed through a table that night. At Madison Square Garden for SmackDown. So, but yeah, they got the win, and once again, we get more promos. Yay!
real quick, speaking of promos, we're gonna cut to a quick commercial break before
Sounds
we get into the
good.
last part of Collision. This is the reinvigorated Collision show. Maddog Kelly. I am Zia Silent, and here's a little clip from the SmackDown Penitentiary.
But the thing is, she goes, and you know what? If I am offending anybody in my impression right now, I apologize, but I have to prove my point. Io goes, she squints her eyes, she goes, you ain't there. And the crowd goes ape shit. We don't know what the hell she said.
Because
but
it looks like
the
anime.
tone of her voice, she's serious. So we'll take it.
Because it looks like anime.
I will beat you for your title.
Yeah, it looks like that shit looks like straight anime. You know what I mean? So people like that. Same thing with Oscar.
Let it slide. You double down.
It's not rated R review, and we do have impromptu debates. That's what makes the show this show.
Well, do it without the accents, please. Do it without the accents.
I'm not doing any more impressions, and I already apologized beforehand. Oh,
my bad, Terry Bollea. All right, well, go ahead.
Well, you know, I grew up in Delaware. Everybody talked like E.O. Sky. They said I thought it was cool. Everybody talked like E.O. Sky.
A few moments later.
Just Drew, just doing a lot of. If he was me, no.
What did you say 10 minutes ago? No more impressions. And this is what I was saying. If it was me,
come on, man. Listen. We talk. I said I wasn't doing no more EO, man. EO was. Come on, man. You know what? If
he literally said, "I'm going to do
disrespectfully."
I don't like. Golly.
Welcome to the SmackDown Penitentiary.
I'm not going to lie. It's probably going to be the first and last time I ever air that commercial. EC says it's highly offensive, but I don't know. Ever since this year started, I've keep finding myself impersonating wrestlers. So it just happens. I'm not trying to do it, but I have to get my point across for it. You know, being a viewer, but I will never show it again. So that was the first and last time that commercial can get played on. But this is Collision. That was a clip from SmackDown Penitentiary. What else we got on the docket?
Yeah, that was funny, by the way. You catch SmackDown Penitentiary every Saturday at 12 p.m. Usually it's the Silent, and I think it's Vic too, right? Usually have Vic. We had a guest on today, so but yeah. So speaking of, we had another promo, just like the one you showed a minute ago. This time it's Don Callis alongside the Cash. Yeah, I could say his name. And just. God, man, all these promos tonight. I just like really. So I gotta go into this one. He says that he's the new god of wrestling, right? And he's this new big one, and he's going to literally destroy Kenny and make Kenny explode his guts out. And yeah, Don Callis got a little bit gruesome tonight. So I have no idea. Like I said, I want Kenny to win the match, but as I said, I think on Thursday, I think I said the Cash I think is gonna retain. What did you think? I don't know. There's too many promos, man. It's just insane. I'm sorry. It just damn. And then don't forget, we got another one right after that with my boy Jericho. God. Go ahead. What did you think of this?
It was fine. I mean, it didn't move the needle for me, but it was fine. Yeah. It is what it is. I don't want to discredit what it is, but for the show that we watched, it's still a lot of promo. It's a lot of talking. Whatever.
You know what I think it is? I think it's Tony Khan saw, right, the way Triple H was doing things. Okay, they're doing all promos in WWE. Let me try that and see if that works. And it just doesn't. I feel like, WWE now is so promo heavy. But they're so used to doing it. They're so used to cutting the promos. You're used to it. I'm used to it. Seeing so many promos on Smack, I'm used to it. Oh, yeah, okay. Drew cuts one, then Cody cuts one. I am so used to the promos because WWE's been doing it for so long. AEW has been doing it so long, and I think that's why it felt weird, and it definitely felt weird tonight, right before the big pay-per-view. Anyway, speaking of another promo, we have another backstage segment, whatever the hell this was. This was Bandito, and of course, he was there with I think it was Gravity, and of course Learning Tree. My boy Chris Jericho walks up, well, and Big Bill, and of course now Gravity and Jericho have a match on 0 Hour. So yeah, they just ended up happening. They called out Jericho. Jericho walks up, and I. I love Jericho. I'll defend him till the end of the earth, till the end of days. Okay, I got 3 Chris Jericho shirts in my room and just bought another one tonight, by the way. But I did not like this segment. I don't know what the hell they're doing, but okay, I'll watch the match tomorrow. I mean, I know Gravity's probably going to beat Jericho, but same time, at least he's being put on the card. So yay! I mean, I don't know. What'd you think of this one? I don't hear you there. What? Like muted something? I don't know. I don't
I was
hear
muted.
you.
Hologram?
Oh yeah. No. This was Bandito and Jericho having a match for tomorrow.
Trash.
Hey, all right. I guess I guess that's that. Okay, so
Jericho has no business being on this card. He has no business doing anything. He has no business doing anything.
The learning tree.
Oh my God, he's gonna force feed himself down people. Pause. It's just why it just makes no sense.
Because he's Chris Jericho. He's great. He's one of the greatest of all times. Should have had that WWE Hall of Fame about a couple years ago already. When Triple H
offered
like
it, was Stone Cold or The Rock or Triple H in that sense.
No, but he is good.
He's not in that tier. He's good, but he's not in that tier. So we're not going to stop. We're going to stop the presses for Chris Jericho. We're good on that. He after the Inner Circle, he should have been done. My personal opinion.
Yeah.
And I am entitled.
I think he should have took the offer. You know about that, right? I don't know if you know about that. Triple H gave him an offer. He turned it down and signed another 4 or 5 years to AEW. Of course, that gave him contract control, so creative control, so he could do whatever the hell he wants backstage. If he wants the commentary, he can do that. If he wants to manage, he can do that. If he wants to be on this Revolution 0 Hour card, which he is, he's going to. So, I know a lot about this. Another backstage segment, yes, we had so many tonight, I think my head just going to explode, was of course Jon Moxley saying how he's going to take down Adam Cope and how he's not the same animal anymore, and that he's the last of the dying breed, and he knows that Cope is basically holding on to the gold again. Mox wants to respect his name and everything, and this was a pretty decent promo, but I have to say, though, I think Cope won the battle. I don't think, and I never thought, Z, even when the man was Dean Ambrose, I never thought Moxley can cut good promos. I'm just sorry. He's just not promo heavy. I thought always, Moxley needed somebody to talk for him. And I feel the same way about Roman. Look, I love Roman Reigns, and he's gotten better, but he needed Paul Heyman to talk for him. When it came to Seth, we're preparing the Shield guys. Seth Rollins can go on the mic and destroy anybody. Look what he did to CM Punk on Monday. I mean, it was crazy. So, speaking of that, Rated R Review Show, Monday nights around 10:45. Catch them at, there on Popular Review. But yes, I always love how I do those. I'm getting used to that now. Anyway, right. This whole thing, man, I don't know. I don't care for these promos. I just want the match to happen so they can stop going at each other in these promo battles already. What did you?
I agree. I agree. Cope definitely got the better of him in the promo.
Yep.
If we knew what Moxley's mission statement was, maybe this would be a little bit easier to digest, but for me it is not. But for people that are fans of both guys, it makes for a good program, I guess. I think we all know how this program is going to end, but it's still a good rivalry. It's a decent rivalry, and we do have Christian Cage waiting in the wings, so I'm cool with this.
I agree. And real quick, what if he, Cope does end up winning? Does Cage cash in on his former partner? I mean, that would be an interesting story too, right? I mean, because they had a match earlier, and they went back and forth with that TNT title. I think before Cope got hurt, or maybe I would think Cope got hurt. I think it was right. I think it was. But yeah, this one, another promo we're going over here. This next match was Hologram versus, oh my God, if I say this name wrong, oh my God, just excuse me here. Well, how do you say it?
Dralistico.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was a match. This was luchadors being luchadors. That's all this was to me. I enjoyed it because I love the luchador style. Not many people do. Some people do. They love it to death. I love Rey Mysterio. I think he's great. I think, he's one of the top ones I could think of. Rey Fenix, look what they're doing with Penta on Raw right now. Hologram, I always liked Hologram. Hologram to me, I always liked him. I always thought he was kind of cool. Then he got hurt for a while, and I remember everyone asking me when the hell is he coming back, and now he's back and he's fighting again. He's on Collision, and he's kind of one of those Collision guys where you'll see him like every Saturday and always like be there because I feel like he's always a reliable dude. You know what I mean? Like he's a reliable guy who shows up and can wrestle any match, and I actually enjoyed it. And I think this match went pretty long. I think it was almost 15 minutes. So. I could be wrong, but this match was very entertaining, and Hologram gets the win. What did you think of this one?
I don't understand how Hologram is 15-0 coming into this match.
Yeah.
16 now. 16-0 now. 15-0. And what the hell? You got Ricochet that comes in and he gets on like a 3-match win streak and then it automatically loses his next 2. And all of a sudden he's back down the rung. And then Hologram comes in here. Nobody knows nothing about Hologram. He's like a beach ball version of Axiom from NXT. And what is going on right now? like what is I don't understand right now. I don't understand it. I mean, but I will say he's got a dope moveset. In all seriousness, he has a dope moveset. I see the similarities that a lot of people see on Twitter, and they are comparing him and Commander. I just think Commander's a little bit better, but I think Hologram tends to appeal to the youngins a little bit more. So therefore, they want to push him a little bit. If you can get a couple Hologram masks out there, who's hurt? Nobody's hurt. So it was okay, but I just didn't understand. Like as soon as I saw his AEW record at the bottom of his name, I said, "What? What?
Yeah. I'm telling you, man, he's always on Collision. He's always winning matches, no matter what. This guy. Anyway, so after the match, Beast, Mortos, and Commander, they both came out, and they basically just, they take out Jordisco, and they choke Alex and all of them, and they keep stomping away on Hologram, and they just, I don't know what's this setting up for. Is this setting up for something bigger? See, like what is this setting up for a match between him and Commander? I mean, what's going on here?
That's what it looks like. Some sort of tag match, or maybe it's a match with just those two guys one-on-one. I think it was like the past 2-3 weeks they've been, interacting with each other. So possibly.
I agree. I agree because they gotta do something, right? I mean, they just can't do nothing with this because they came out after the match. So, anyway, here the next match we got here on the unpopular, review Saturday Night Collision show. For first time being back here, is FTR and Daniel Garcia and Undisputed Kingdom once again. Guess where they are? Z, help me out on this. Guess where they are? Backstage again, because that's all we see all freaking night. And dude, I'm telling you, man, I know WWE does it, but at least when they do it, it actually looks good. When AEW did it tonight, I was like, really? Another segment? I have it in my notes here. Another backstage. Like, what's with the backstage segments? If you want to do it, just let them walk down the catway or the ringway or whatever, and just cut the promo there. Hell, WWE's done the whole look where CM Punk did the pipe bomb. He did it up the ramp, for freak's sake. I mean, I can't get over it, man. But this one was, them FTR, Dan Garcia, and Undisputed Kingdom, and I don't even know. It's all, their all emotions are running, and everybody's all happy, and we're gonna, go retain your title, Garcia. Put him up. Oh yeah, was so bored with this. I just was like, okay, next. Just like, that's how I felt. What's your day?
Yeah, I gotta agree. It didn't do anything for me. Like you said, another backstage segment.
It's
why? Just why?
Yeah.
Just why?
Yeah.
No, I was good with it. I was good with it.
Yeah. And guess who was never seen yeah, well, this is a different side, this is a different kind of show, so that's why I'm allowed to do a little bit more than I am on the other show. But anyway, right, so the next one was once again, guess who was backstage? The Hurt Syndicate was backstage, because that's all we got tonight, Z. I think we have 3 matches and everything was backstage. I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
You have a whatchamacallit here. A big pay-per-view coming up. I get that. I understand that. But same time, you don't need to throw it backstage every 5 seconds. And that's all it was tonight, man. I'm telling you. This was the Hurt Syndicate. Thank God they were not wearing the hats. I'm so happy. See, they were not wearing those. I don't even know what those hats were. What the? Yes, that's the best for business. No, it's not, man. Look how they look tonight. That is how they should present themselves. That is best for business, not those silly hats. And they're still promoting that match with those stupid hats. Sorry,
Yeah.
it loses my mind. Anyway, they were backstage. They're talking about how they're gonna beat the Outrunners, and it's another backstage segment, and I always like MVP, so a little bias here, but yeah, they did the job to kind of say yes, we're gonna do this, and I think it was it was Lexi, I think, was talking to Bobby, I think it was, might have been both of them, but it doesn't matter. It was another backstage segment. It got the point across, they're gonna win. I'm excited for the match tomorrow, and that's all I have on this. Yeah. What did you
Thank
think?
God they didn't have those dumbass hats. I'm pretty sure they're Velcro backing. They're not even snapbacks. They're not even. I bet you they look like Velcro backing hats. But I said this Thursday. The Outrunners, cool team, fun team. Just not on the Hurt levels, the Hurt Syndicate's level. It's not. I don't know why Tony Khan would paint himself into a corner this way and do this to his tag division. So nothing's wrong with Velcro, but I would think that if you're selling $30 shirts, you can at least afford some hats that don't have Velcro backing. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's it.
Get some of those snapbacks WWE has. I agree.
Get a WWE snapback. Yeah.
Yes. I have a couple right here. Actually, I have the John Cena before he turned heel snapback, and I got Cody Rhodes right next to it. So I got a bunch, and I have a couple of Flex Fit AEW hats as well in my room. So I told you, man, I'm that big wrestling nerd who just has everything wrestling. Anyway, speaking of the Outrunners, they come out for a match against the Premier Athletes. I was talking about this a little earlier. I love the intro. Okay, the intro, the whole 80s thing, I loved it. I thought that was great. Again, always sold it there. They always sell the 80s. That was cool, and how they kind of went back to color. That was neat. Premier Athletes, well, Mark Sterling says the whole thing, and the whole crowd was with it, about how they say they suck. And Yeah, this was an okay match. It got the point across. The Outrunners have some momentum going into tomorrow. That's all this was for me. Was just they get some momentum, but they ain't winning. The Hurt Syndicate's definitely winning tomorrow night for sure. So, what did you? What was your take on this one?
Wait, who would you say?
Outrunners and Premier Athletes.
You know what? Yeah, Tony Nese, man. Tony Nese was my guy. I thought he looked like money. I thought he was going to do something. I thought he was going to be something. Sterling, he's good. He's annoying.
He is.
It's just them going up against the Outrunners. It just made no. It didn't do anything for them. Honestly, it didn't make them. They ended up being the jobbers. Honestly, and then we hear Hurt Syndicate's music come out there and kind of distract the Outrunners a little bit. The Premier Athletes, then they had no business being out there. So sorry, guys.
Yeah, I agree. It was what it was, but I still think Hurt Syndicate's gonna win. How can you not keep those guys champions? They're best for business, in my opinion. Anyway, so right after that, we get some footage from the premiere of the Queen of the Ring with Mariah attacking Tony Storm on the red carpet. Apparently, this was great because a lot of stuff happened. I don't know if you know about the Queen of the Ring, this movie being out right now. It's big. Tony Storm's in it. I think Naomi's in it now. Naomi, of course, as you know, on the other side, because you watch the SmackDown show as well, you do the review there. So, SmackDown review, like I said, 12 p.m. Saturday. You do the review there. And you must know she was in the neck brace. Naomi was on the red carpet doing the whole. So on the other side, you have Mariah May attacking Tony Storm and the other company telling that storyline. I think this was great. This was actually probably my favorite package or promo or whatever the hell you call it of the night. This was my favorite because it was just something different, you know what I mean? So I thought this was really good. What did you think?
Yeah, I'm with you, but I had saw it on social media, and because nothing ever stays a secret. But the fact that Tony Storm still stayed in character, it was like, she ruined my moment. She ruined my moment. Fix my hair. It's like, oh my gosh. Listen, I guarantee you, she probably goes home and gets stuck in that accent. At this point, there's no way you can't tell me that she doesn't get stuck in that accent. Yeah, I thought it was still a nice little tidbit to things. This is how you want to keep your storylines going. However, I don't see why Mariah May is still barking up this tree.
Right.
Tony Storm is clearly the cash cow here, but it was cool. It was cool. I liked it. I did enjoy it. For the goofy things that I do like in wrestling, this was up there for people to stay in character. And shout out to Naomi for still keeping that neck brace on during the premiere.
Wasn't that great?
Showing up on the carpet. That was pretty dope. That was pretty dope. So
that was great.
Yeah, I have no complaints about that.
Neither do I, and I have no complaints about this segment, honestly. And then we get another segment, and it's just MJF and Adam Page, and another segment. I think they might have shown the same one from Dynamite, so I just kind of want to move on. You already, we discussed our thoughts on the MJF, Adam Page.
The best thing about that promo, is the fact that Tony Khan paid the money to have Bullet with the name on. As the video package. Cool. As soon as I heard the music, I said, "Shit, this is good now." The promo with whatever music that AEW had beforehand, as soon as they put Bullet with a name on it on that promo, I said, "Damn, that just got me hyped to watch that." Because you put the music with it. I thought it was great.
Yeah. Thought it was good too. I'm just so tired of seeing all these promos, man. I told you that's all it was. Anyway, so
Absolutely
Johnny TV, and I think it was, oh my god, it's MX, so it's Mansoor, Moose, and I don't even know the other one. I know there's three of them. The M&M collection. They're all talking about I think it was the Murder Machines. I can't get them, confused with the other ones because I think there's the Motor Machines City, whatever, in WWE. So I can't get it confused. And I always do. I'm not gonna lie to you because it's just so hard. But anyway, so they're talking about the whole match tomorrow. I think with Mark Briscoe and Orange Cassidy, and they're trying to hype up the trios match for 0 Hour. And I already told you, Mark Briscoe and Orange Cassidy, they're like the big guys, and Mark Briscoe's like the Collision guy. You know what I mean? So they're gonna get the win tomorrow night on the 0 Hour show. Like there's no doubt in my mind they're not gonna win. They are. How can Orange Cassidy lose, right? But yeah, this was another little, I guess, segment or promo, whatever you want to call it. It's just once again promoting a match for tomorrow.
It's literally like, hey, don't forget we got this, even though we still got this. Hey, don't forget we got this. Listen, we got a whole buffet. You got the whole shebang. You got chicken, you got shrimp, you got pasta, you got lobster, you got crab, you got scallops, you got steak, you got everything. You got pork chops. And then somebody say, hey, don't forget, we got a buffet tomorrow. What you bringing? I'm not bringing nothing. It's a buffet. Wait, don't worry. We also got this and this and this. That's what it is. That's what Tony Khan is doing right now. Like the card is done, dude. The card is fucking done. Like
now it's done. Now it's done. Now don't forget, you got 2 more matches on the pre-show. Now you got, I think, what the hell was it? I think it's Undisputed Kingdom versus somebody, and then you got the Gravity and Jericho match. So now the card's officially done, Z, but it wasn't done up, I guess, until tonight. So
listen, tomorrow, breaking news, tomorrow at 4 p.m., they're going to announce another match. It's going to be an impromptu match.
I hope not. That would drive me crazy, but I hope not. But they probably will. All right, so fortunately on our AEW Collision Saturday Night Review show, we got to come up with a better name. Anyway, we're finally at our main event. I'm actually kind of somewhat excited for this because I thought this would be a better match than it was, and it was kind of just a letdown for me, in all honesty. And I can see why you didn't really care for this show. And honestly, looking back at this show and even remembering when I was watching it, taking the notes, I didn't even care for this show anymore. I don't know what I was saying at the beginning of this show.
I told Cactus Katie, and shout out to Cactus Katie. I'm pretty sure that Cactus Katie is asleep. She's supposed to be our backstage producer right now. I'm pretty sure she fell asleep. But I said to her, she said, what'd you think of the show? I said, Collision was terrible.
Yep.
I said, but I'm pretty sure that Maddog is just excited to get this show off the road. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure anything that they could have showed us on Collision would have been great because we get to do a review show on it. And he's been excited for it. So
that's so true. But after looking at my notes all night, this was terrible. Backstage here and a promo there. We didn't need all this, man. Look, like I said earlier in the night, man, make it look good. WWE does that. They make it look good. AEW does not make it look good. Anyway, so we're in the main event, thank God. And dude, Daddy Magic, man, on commentary, he was great. I'm sorry, I'm a Daddy Magic fan. I like the guy, I'm not gonna lie, and him on commentary was fun. But besides that, this was back and forth, and I kind of wish Lee Moriarty, and I don't watch Ring of Honor. Maybe I should, because we're doing this now. I know that they tie a lot of Ring of Honor into Collision, blah, blah. I wish he got more into this. I feel like this was so Garcia heavy, and maybe that's because of tomorrow, right? So, Collision show is pulling up. So
I agree.
That is true. Yeah. Yeah, I remember going to back in the day, CM Punk, Darby Allin were on Collision back in the day. Now he's fighting Seth Rollins, on Monday in the steel cage. So, in WWE, it just, just anything can happen in wrestling. See? Anyway, going back to this, I wish Moriarty got more in because I feel like this was so Garcia heavy, and maybe that's just building up to tomorrow. I don't know. Like, I like Garcia, but this whole run's not doing it for me. I like him. I think he's great. And I think Lee Moriarty's run in Ring of Honor is also very good too. It's just for me, I don't know. He retains, and it's just I didn't really care. I mean, but it was a long match, man. It was like 15, 16 minutes long. They went at it. It's just, I wish Lee Moriarty got more. He countered, you know what I mean? Like in my notes here, I'm reading my notes off. He countered more of Garcia. It was really Garcia really punching and kind of throwing everything. And it just kind of made Moriarty and Ring of Honor look a bit weak. You know what I mean? Like maybe you don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know.
No, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the Tiger King. I mean, Tiger style. I like Lee Moriarty. I've always liked Lee Moriarty. I wish they didn't delegate him to Ring of Honor, but at this point, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. You have something good. You have it on both shows, and then all of a sudden, hey, we're gonna slide you over here to Ring of Honor for no reason, and then we're gonna put you in Shane Taylor Promotions for absolutely no reason. But it's cool. It's cool. Just flow with it. You're getting a paycheck. Okay.
And he's getting a belt. Don't forget, he's got some sort of belt. I don't know which belt because there's so many belts in AEW. I know WWE has a lot of belts too, but don't forget, AEW has their own promotion, which is Ring of Honor. So I think he's got some sort of belt. That belt was not up for grabs tonight. Only the TNT championship was because they were on TNT. Even though I watched the whole show on Max. And then afterwards, guess who comes out at the end of the 15-minute thing? Undisputed Kingdom. And, because, the Garcia retains here. And okay. So we're getting tomorrow now officially. It's going to be Shane Taylor Promotions versus Undisputed Kingdom with Daniel Garcia. So on the pre-show tomorrow. And then, I don't know. Who's going to win that match? Probably Undisputed Kingdom. That's who I'm thinking. If we're gonna call it out here, I'm just gonna say, how can Adam Cole lose? So I don't know. I don't even know why they're doing this. Just like you said, card's done. They're adding more. This is how Tony usually books it because he just doesn't know how to book anymore. He used to be fire. Now it's like, really, what are you doing, dude? You're adding, Jericho, adding thing. I did not do that.
That's what we do. We fall asleep.
I hope not. I hope not. We're almost done with this. Almost done. Then the ending of this whole thing, I thought this was the best of the night, Z. I'm gonna be really honest with you. And once again, I'm biased Kenny Omega fan. This was Kenny Omega saying, I'm going to go at him tomorrow. I'm going to go after Kikashka. I'll give you credit. You are one of the best wrestlers in the world, but so am I. And good night. And he did the moon bang thing or whatever it was called. And, the show went off the air. I mean, damn, man. I'm sorry. Look, I'm a Kenny Omega fan at heart. I've been watching his matches. Z. I'll get up at 6 a.m. to watch Kenny Omega wrestle in New Japan. My mom's like, what the fuck are you doing? Sorry. But, she's like, what the hell are you doing? Chris is going to kill me, but that's okay. But she's like, what are you doing at 6 a.m? Go watching Kenny Omega, Mom. Let me go, watch this match. Like, I love this guy. So this was great. I don't think he's going to win, even though I might have had him on a prediction show, whatever. I'll change it now before, even if it doesn't, whatever. I don't care. I think that Keshka retains, but oh man, it's gonna be such a banger, man. It really is. I can't wait. So. And Chris is gonna kill me in the morning when he hears this, but whatever.
No, he won't. No,
I'll take it.
Won't.
So
profanity
anyway,
is fine. Profanity is fine. We're good.
Anyway, but yes, man, I'm such a fan of Kenny, and I loved it, man. I thought it was great promo to end the show. What did you think of the finally the final segment of the night? Thank God.
Not gonna lie, I thought it was all. I thought it was over with after the Undisputed Kingdom thing. I was like, okay, and I started walking around my house, and I was like, is that Kenny Omega talking right now?
Yeah.
I was like, wait, what's going on right now? I was like, all right, Kenny Omega, he sold me on the match. Even though I still feel like going into the night, I definitely thought that I was leaning more towards Kyle Fletcher.
Right.
I mean, I'm not saying not Kyle Fletcher. Takeshita. I was leaning more towards Takeshita.
Yep.
But that promo got me back on the fence now.
Yeah.
That promo got me back on the fence. So now I don't know. I'll make a decision before the show starts tomorrow. But right now, because Omega's a hell of a talker and he sold me on it. So now I gotta reevaluate. But it should be a good match.
Man. He's good at doing that, and that's why I've been such a fan of his work, because he's one of those guys. Real quick before we get out of here, and we're wrapping this up. Trust me, I know it went a little longer than I planned, but what can I say? It was the first premiere show, so but Kenny Omega was always a talker and a wrestler. So like John Moxley, he's a wrestler, but he's not really a good talker. You know what I mean? Like Roman Reigns, he's a great wrestler, but he's not the greatest talker. So I have guys like Paul Heyman talk for him. But Kenny Omega, he was always able to do both. And I respect the hell out of this man because he's running that company. That's why I'm wearing my shirt tonight. And he's also putting himself in matches and doing New Japan. I think he did New Japan for like 4 months. And then he came back. And now he's running this company because the Young Bucks are on vacation. And they deserve it because they're one of the best tag teams in the world. So yeah, I give mad props to Kenny, and I'm way excited for the match tomorrow. So, and then that's all I have for tonight, and that wraps up our first ever Collision show. What would you give the grade, Z?
Good show. Good show. It was a good review show. It was a terrible show that we were reviewing, but it was a good review show. And
thank you. I tried.
Before we get up out of here, just to let you guys know, we got a little something for everybody. We got the Mike Knox show at 6 p.m. Then after Raw goes off air, we'll have the Rated R review crew doing their thing, reviewing Raw. Then on Tuesday, catch the NXT trio, Bad Guy Jack, Sabrina Stella, and Freckle Sensei. You can catch All Elite Women with Cactus Katie, Shay, and Sheriff with Mad Dog with the news on Wednesdays, top 5 predictions and specials on Thursday. And this Thursday is going to be top 5 bloodline moments, I believe. So be on the lookout for that. Then Saturday, you can get your double dose of Zia Silent. We're first on SmackDown Penitentiary with the Mark Vick, and then on Collision Review with Mad Dog. So that is all I have.
Yeah, I think tonight's show went great. Sorry we were a bit over, but I didn't think it was that bad. I agree, 5/10 out of Collision. God, it was so promo heavy, man. I might even give it a 4 tonight because it was just so promo heavy. Bad. But I will agree with MD there. I'll bump it to a 5 just because of Tony Storm on the red carpet. But I can't believe he did this right before pay-per-view. Wow. What did you give the final grade?
3 out of 10. 3 trash bags. Talk trash. Oh, there we go.
I thought that was great. Absolutely.
3 trash bags.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the AEW Saturday Night Collision show. I am Maddog Kelly, one of your hosts, and that over there to once again my right is my awesome co-host who does double duty now on Saturday, or double shows now on Saturday. The Z is silent. Thank you all for joining us, and I will catch you guys all Wednesday for the All Elite Women's show. So I'll see you guys then, and you can get Z again 12 p.m. next Saturday on the SmackDown review show. You can catch him there. And thank you, everybody, and have a great night. Bye.